Oh, I forgot. Y'all want to get to the interview. Y'all want to see Hanna. All right, let's get to it.
What it do is your boy G Black, Costa Rican legend, A.K.A. Garvey, and I got a special guest in the house tonight, T.Y.S. podcast. She's here to tell her story, and it's the Honorable Hanna Gabriels, straight out of Costa Rica. Tell your story. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing, Hanna?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for having me. And I just want to say hi to everybody that will be connected on this interview. It is my pleasure and my honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much thank you very much. As I said before, thank you for your humility. You truly are a blessed person. It's very special, and I've admired your career from day one. You know what I mean? Definitely, and you're definitely a big proud, the pride of Costa Rica. You and your husband alike. You know what I mean? And definitely, I just want to send a shout out to your husband, shout out, and everybody else that's involved in it. Your father, everybody else that played a pivotal part of your career. And another thing, I start this off with everybody. I just have to ask you, Hanna, how are you doing with the whole coronavirus pandemic? How are y'all guys keeping safe? How your families doing? Do you know anyone personally affected?
Well, Costa Rica, the situation was very being handled very well.
Mm-hmm.
But when the responsibility is a collective thing, it is always a problem because nobody seems to agree with all the instructions that they give. So right now is the cases are going up, and we are really worried. We stay safe at home. It has been difficult, and I think um, it's been difficult for everybody. I think that there is a big problem right now because there is a part of the community that thinks that they're having a bad time and others are not having a bad time. And people think about people that has money that they're not having
A difficult
a
time.
difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it might not be a difficult financial moment, but usually when people have a lot of money, they usually don't have lots of love, lots of understanding, lots of they usually have more family dysfunctional dynamics than the people that is worried about what they're gonna eat the other day. So I'm just hoping that people is more emphatic. That's how you say it, empatia.
Yeah. Like empathetic.
Empathetic,
yeah.
More emphatic.
Yeah.
Empathetic, yeah.
Yeah, empathetic, yeah.
To be more empathetic and just understand that we are trying to do the very best we can with the situation that we have and the resources that we have.
Yeah.
And it is also, nobody talks about this, but I think it's important. It is important for the next generations to know that many of the people that is having a very, very, very hard time when it comes to financial purposes is because they have made bad decisions, or we have made bad decisions in the past.
I agree.
You know, so it is a moment, a real good moment to understand that we have to change the way we see things. We have to change the way we manage our money, how we grow. It is not about the savings. It is not about the savings, but it's more about the decisions that you make that will take you into a good place in the future or not. Everybody, I know that it is very difficult right now, but somehow we have to accept that quote of responsibility, because I remember when I reached a point in my life where I felt like a failure, and I felt so unhappy with myself that I I thought about suicide.
Yeah.
I went into introspective kind of thing, and I wasn't happy, and I made a lot of bad decisions because I was sexually abused when I was 5.
Wow.
And that is something I took with me, and I never went too deep into it to find out how that hurt me, how that made me feel. And then I was very auto destructive for a couple of years, for about 5 years. And when I got to that point, I had no choice than to look at myself and recognize that I was hurt at the time. But I also had to recognize that many of those decisions that uh, was destructing myself were decisions that I made, unconsciously, but um, they were made by me.
But you're talking
And
about
once
after way
you go
after you
through that,
after you was 5 years
it
old,
is
right?
painful.
Excuse me, Hannah. You're referring to after 5 years
Yeah,
old?
yeah.
Okay,
Because
obviously, yeah.
I let me just put you in context. When I was 5 years old, that happened, and then at that time, my parents put me into track and field. So track and field was my safe bubble. I wasn't able to really think about what happened to me because track and field gave me a a safe spot to be myself.
Yeah.
But then I got an injury when I was 15 that retired me from track and field at 17. And my goal for my whole life, my only goal was to become an Olympic champion. So when that happened and the doctor told me, listen, Hannah, you will not be able to do sports ever again. I always said this, the best way I can describe it is I felt nude and without a purpose. And I believe that there is nothing worse than a person that is probably very strong, very determined, and has no purpose. And after that time, it was probably about 5 or 6 years later that I went into that spot where I felt so unhappy with my decisions and with the results of my life that I thought about suicide as an option.
Wow.
And so I decided to do my very best and to do things with excellence to see where that excellence could take me. And that's how my life started to change. Plus, I accepted Jesus as my savior.
True.
But he just allowed me to walk a different path from there.
Understood. Wow. I mean, thank you very much for sharing that. It's very emotional and very
No
touching,
problem.
very touching and very moving. I didn't even know that side of you. But thank you for sharing that. I definitely can relate as a boy. I've been through some stuff too when I was a child. So I definitely can relate. What do you say to those parents or those people that that worry about their little child, their kid, and there's been a lot of a spike in sex trafficking of kids, young kids, boy and girl, in different countries. What do you think about that situation?
Well, there's so many sides to this kind of stuff. It's such a sensitive and complicated subject. But it is our responsibility to heal first, because unfortunately, um, we all have very difficult backgrounds, and that has to do with the uh, very low education in those subjects. And we need to start a healing process so that we don't make the same mistakes.
True.
Some people were abused and they're abusing others today, right?
Yeah.
there's some other people that were abused and they become this very overprotective person that doesn't let their kids be themselves, or there's so many ways of um, confronting this. People just develop so much of their personalities over those tragedies. And if you have been through that, then you need to heal. And then if you have a family, you also need to be very clear with your kids. You know, it's been demonstrated that kids do not they are not capable of identifying danger. Like if they're in a situation of abuse, they will feel uncomfortable. They will feel like you know, they will feel uncomfortable. They won't feel good. They will feel afraid.
And grow up
but
with that
usually
paranoia.
it usually happens with somebody that's supposed to take care of them.
Somebody
It
close
is
to
a
the family.
member. It is a somebody close. Usually happens like that. A friend of the family, right? Somebody that is known, that is loved. And so they are unable to identify that this person could do something wrong to them. Even if it doesn't feel good, they are not able to do that relation, right? And so we need to speak to our kids. We don't need to make them afraid of everything, of everybody, but we need to be clear that their body is theirs, that they have the right to use their voice. You know, I was going. I'm a certified instructor for empowerment and self-defense for women and kids.
Oh, really?
And one of my questions during the certification was, one of my questions during that certification was, how can I show my daughter, you know, that she actually has a voice? And the answer was this one, and I think it's very interesting because it happens to all of us as parents. If you sit your kid to eat and your kid doesn't want to eat, you go, eat your food. And they'll be like, I don't want to. No, eat your food. But mom, I'm full. Eat your food because you haven't ate it all, and this and that. And you go over and over and over on that until they feel helpless. They might eat it, they might not. They get to the crying. They get to and she said, if you don't allow your daughter to say no to broccoli, how can you expect her to say no to abuse? You know, and I was like, yeah, but you know, I know she's hungry because as soon as she's not eating, she wants ice cream. And she was like, well, if she says she's not hungry, just tell her it is okay. If you're not hungry, you will eat until 7 o'clock today, and stay firm. You know, and if she asks for food later on, you don't give her food until it is 7. If she asks for anything else, nothing until it's time, the time that you told her that it was going to happen. That way, she will know the consequences of the things that she says, but you will give her the authority to speak for herself on some things that she wants and she don't want. You know, and I think it's very important because we make that mistake on a daily basis.
Always.
It is with food, it is with clothes, it is with whatever, just because we are adults and we give them this idea that their voice don't matter.
They don't. We're the parents provide.
I think it's a good way to exactly. You do it because I say so.
Because I'm the parent.
You know?
That's it.
You don't give any explanations. that's the parent. The parent always is right, and the adult is always right, and the adult doesn't need to give you an explanation, and that shouldn't be the way.
It shouldn't be.
The
I agree.
system goes like that. I'm the system. You do what I say because I'm the system.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And we want our generations to be to have a criteria. We want them to think for themselves. But when we are raising them, we just want to be boss.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think it's very important. My best advice to the parents that are afraid of those things happening to their kids is let them have a voice.
Let them have a voice, yeah.
Let them have a voice. They're important. They're individuals. They do not. They're not our property. We have just given the blessing and the responsibility to bring up amazing human beings to the world.
Definitely.
But we have to allow them to be themselves.
Yeah, we
and
have
to have a voice.
I definitely agree. You know, I grew up in that same predicament. It was like, you know, especially Costa Rican and Panamanian parents. It's like I'm the provider, the shelter provider, the food provider. You have no say in nothing. And all that stuff gets embottled in you. And then when you grow up, you're rebellious and you're angry. Sometimes you get a lot of anger instilled in you. You know what I mean? When was your so being that we know what you just said earlier.
And you do the same with your kids.
Yeah, see, and you got to try to stop. You got to try to start to break the cycle, else you wind up doing the same thing your parents did. I noticed that. You know what I mean? I tend to do things that remind me of my parents, and I'm like, oh my God, it's the DNA. The DNA is in me, and it's making me do the same thing. You know what I mean? You got to break the cycle. You got to break the cycle, Hannah.
And that's okay, because people likes to punish themselves too much. People likes to punish themselves too much, and it's okay. Our parents gave us the very best they could, you know, and we have to accept that because it's our way to forgiveness.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
But we are also responsible now to ensure that we manage things differently. And fortunately, we have internet today, and there's so much information out there, and you can test that information with your family, with the relationships and the interactions. So I think that is just we have to feel the necessity of learning more, how to give those emotional tools to ourselves and to the ones we love.
Definitely, I agree. When did when was your how was it for you to grow along as first of all, how does it feel to be two-time welterweight champion of the world? You notice I didn't say women's. I said two-time welterweight champion of the world, because I feel like I don't like to separate the woman from man. I just feel like you earn what you earn. I don't care if you're man or woman, and you deserve the same accolade, the same equality, the same respect. You know what I mean?
Amazing. Thank you so much. Actually, I was one time a welter champion, and I've been 3 times more a super welter champion.
Okay, so it's different. I'm sorry about that. So it's different. I thought it was two times.
Okay, no problem.
So it's one weight division and then 2 times the other weight division.
Yeah, well, I won my first the welter championship on 2009. In 2010, I won my super welter championship, and then I lost it like 3 years later. And then I got pregnant. I had my baby. I became a champion again. And then I became a unified champion. So yeah, we have been a champion for about 9 or 10 years right now.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And it feels good though. It's just to be honest, what I like about being a champion is that I'm able to reach out to more people. My passion is social service. I
Mm.
like to work with people, and I like
Mm.
to see them victorious. And I know
Mm.
for you to become victorious in your life, it doesn't have to do with championship.
Mm.
It has to do with feeling satisfied with the person that you are,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And be able to look back and appreciate the good and the bad, and just um, feel good about your values, your
Mm.
principles, the person that you have become.
Mm.
So boxing and being a champion, just it is a great platform for me to reach out to those people. And because of
Mm.
my life experience, I have been in many people's shoes. And when I share my story, when I go to motivational speaking or
Mhm.
stuff like that, um, people that is able to identify with my experience, they might get a some kind of hope that they can
Mm.
overcome their own things,
Your own obstacle, yeah.
So boxing is amazing. I love it, and it has bring me so much.
Mm.
I've enjoyed, to go in the ring and throw punches and get hit and win. I've lost also, and so
Mm.
that's another experience where you can learn a lot about.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's really a platform to touch other people's lives, and that's pretty
Mm.
much what I love the most.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, can you do you mind sharing with us what is one of the most? I know you've crossed paths with thousands of fans and many fans in person physically, and then online millions. What is the most touching thing that ever happened to you with a little girl? Like a little girl, what is the most touching thing that has ever been said to you by like a fan?
Wow. You know, I think that the most amazing thing, um, being a woman in this sport is difficult for many things, but we are very far to get some equality uh, in when it comes to money, when it comes to um, allowing us to be more cars and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow the narrative has changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so before, at least in Costa Rica, when I started training and boxing,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't as usual as today to see a woman with muscles and stuff.
Yeah,
Now it's very common. You see
it's
it
common.
everywhere, and
Yeah.
you have the social media, and you see all
Mm-hmm.
these amazing people
Definitely.
working out and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
at the time, it wasn't that usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember people saying, "Why you do that sport? That's a guy sport. You're a lesbian, or you look like a man, and this and that, and you will never do anything because you're from Costa Rica, and
Wow.
Costa Ricans never, they're mediocre and
Mm.
stuff like that." And I remember having guys will come to me, some, not all of them, but
Mm-hmm.
they will give me a handshake and they'll be like, "Ah," really hard, right?
Mm.
Like to prove that they were stronger.
That's too much
It was
machismo.
like an
Machismo. Yeah.
ego kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
They call it machismo, right? In Latin
Yeah.
America. Too much of that. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
But after all these years, and after how I have projected myself,
Mm.
my as Hanna Gabriels,
Mm.
today women and men, they come to me and they say, my daughter wants to become like you, or
Really?
my son wants to be a champion like you.
Mm.
And I think there's more to it when you have a parent
Mm.
um, come to you to say some things like that, and you check out the media, how everything is so misogynist,
Mm.
how the example for women is um, to be just in videos, to look
Mm.
sexy, to show their body, and
Mm.
that will make them valuable as many eyes as
So
they
sad.
have on them,
Yeah.
they're more valuable, right?
Yeah.
And I have seen how for men that is okay for any other woman, but their kids, right? It is
Yeah.
never it is never something they want for her daughter or his daughter.
Yeah. As long as it
And
don't happen to mine. Yep. Exactly.
so exactly, and so they look at me and they want their daughters to reach that. They want them to be empowered. They want them to be strong. They want them to reach their goals against all odds, against what people think. And it feels very nice because
Yeah.
I
Love
think
that.
you get to the point where you are actually, or you have become actually a good example. And my life wasn't easy, and my past decisions at some point in my life did not make me an example at all. And so the fact that my life has turned around that much, and to have people come to me and say that they will love for their kids to reach to that point is truly a privilege.
Amazing.
Is an honor.
Amazing. Do you have right now like a kind of academy or something where you train people? You want to elaborate more on that?
Yes. Yes, we open a boxing gym for the community, and we have a process for national games, and we believe at least out of the 12 that we have right now, at least 4 of them are going to be champions of the world.
Serious. You can say
They're
that
very good, very determined, and yeah, we're happy about that. But we have a process for the people in the community that they will never compete, but we want people to learn that we all have violence in us. You know how people just don't like to recognize that they are violent?
Really? So you
You
think
see
that you think that's in everybody, that rage?
probably Facebook profiles. Yeah, we are all violent. Like even if you speak to
Yeah.
the sweetest mother of all, right? And she'll be like, I will never do something like that. I will never kill anybody. But if you tell them, how about if somebody hurts your child?
I
And
would kill him.
immediately turn it around.
I would kill him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you check it, like people on social media is an angel, and everybody is the enemy but them, and karma should fall into everybody but them.
But them, yeah.
And it is not true. We are violent and we have aggressiveness in ourselves, but we express it different, right? Like if you go in the street driving and you be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. That's a violent behavior.
It still is. It's violent.
You're just expressing it.
Yeah.
You're expressing it at that moment.
Yep.
If you comment on the internet about something and you let yourself go and be an ass,
yeah,
you are violent. You are having a violent behavior.
Yep, you are. I
And
agree.
We do have that with our kids. We do have it with our kids. We have it with our parents when we are pissed off about something. We say hurtful stuff. We might hurt people by doing things, or in the workplace, if we don't like somebody, and when we're supposed to help for things to go to be fluent, and we don't do that, we are having a violent behavior.
Exactly.
So
wow,
it is important for us to recognize that we are, but that we can project that in a positive way if we are conscious about it, right? So that has helped us to decrease the um, uh, domestic violence numbers here in the town that we live in.
Okay. Okay.
And it's been amazing. The
Incredible.
family dynamics has changed a lot, and we feel very proud about that.
I'm proud. I'm proud of you also. I'm very happy to hear that you're a contributor of the community, and you know that's definitely a beautiful way of giving back. A lot of people like to hear that. You know what I mean? And what else I want to ask you, like, what was it like for you, Hannah, going to school? Did you beat up a lot of girls in school, or what was it like when you was in school? Did anybody bully? Did anybody try to bully you and you just knock him out or something in the class? Well, I mean, how was it?
I was a track and field athlete, so I wasn't beating up people.
Okay, you go. All right.
I was bullied until.
Hannah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you were just doing track and field.
I was in track and field.
But you didn't attempt to knock nobody out then, even while you was running, and you didn't stop for a minute and say, "Hey, what did you say?"
Well, I was bullied until I was 9.
Oh, but that's a young age. Wow.
Yeah, I was bullied since I was like 4 or 5 years old until I was 9. And then at 9, I decided it won't happen again. And so it didn't happen again. I had a couple experiences. I had a couple experiences where I had to show people. But I was usually so busy trying to reach my goal. I always say to people, you know, I was a good student because if I wasn't, my mom and my dad will beat my ass. Not because I wanted to be a good student. My only goal was to be an Olympic champion. So I was training every day, all the time. I never had time to I never had a weekend for me or to rest or anything. I was just very focused on that. So I was, you know, when you grow into being a person like that, people say that you're crazy or people say that you're too intense, right?
I know. Trust me, I know.
That all those dreams that you have that will never happen, that they don't know why you don't have time to share with them, and they're just smoking and drinking, and you don't care about those stuff. So you become like the weirdo.
The weirdo, yep.
But
I know.
I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I was fine with it. But when the time came, let's say I was bullied because I'm a black girl, you know, and so in Costa Rica they don't like to admit that there is racism.
That is racism. Yeah, there is. Trust me, there is. Yeah, I agree.
And I remember I give a lot of I go to schools and in high schools to talk about bullying. And usually when I announce that on the social media, there's people that go and say, how can she talk about bullying if she's a boxer and she's violent? And I'm like, people is so it's so wrong about so many stuff because violence, the concept of violence has nothing to do with boxing. Boxing is an aggressive sport, but we are people that prepare for that, that we accept the risk of going into the ring, and we do respect each other, I believe, much more than people do in other
sports.
Ways, or in life in general.
Yeah, in general, you know?
And so when I go there, I always talk to the kids and I'll say, you know, people talk about me as a bully when I was younger because of a couple of situations that happened. But if I would have kept shut, it will never appear anybody saying, well, that black girl was bullied, you know. It is always when the person that is bullied decides not to take anything,
Yeah.
that people attacks them.
Yeah.
You know? And usually the bully becomes the victim because they have these narcissist ways and they cowards as well.
Tell them.
And so when you get back at them, they very quickly become victims, and
I know what that is.
People feel sorry for them and stuff like that. But
I know what it is. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah,
I know.
it always happens.
I know what it is.
But yeah, I grew up not really. I never thought that I would box. I never thought of boxing as my sport until I decided that I wanted to do things with excellence to see where that excellence could take me. So that was until I was 24.
24. Okay.
And the other people I beat up, it was guys in the street that will try to touch me.
Hold on, Hanna, hold on. One moment. You beat
you know that happens a lot in Costa Rica.
Yeah, but you beat up men already?
Oh yeah. I haven't done that in a long time because people already know I box, right? but I believe between the ages of 11 years old and probably 23, I had to fight a couple of men.
You serious?
That they will think once I'll tell you this story.
Okay.
When I was 11 years old, my uncle he gave me a present, and it was a knife. Right? Un puñal.
Sí, un puñal. Yeah.
And yeah, because I will go running, I will go train at 4 o'clock in the morning, then at 3 o'clock, and then I'll go running at 9 or 10 at night again. And so I was 11 years old, and I was running back home after training, and it was probably almost 10 o'clock at night. And I had to cross a river, a bridge, you know, and the place was really dark, and there was a car with 3 guys just standing there next to the car. And when they saw me, I saw a weird behavior out of them. But I was never the type of woman that will get scared and will start walking the other way. When that sexual abuse happened to me when I was 5, I said to myself, if this happens to me again, it will happen with me dead. And whoever is doing it is probably going with me.
Going to, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was running and I saw them. And I remember every time I saw danger, I always say that God had a big purpose with my life, because every time I saw danger, I would walk right through it. I'll be like, okay, today is the day.
Wow.
I'm going today. So it's like, I'm going today. Yeah. And I will walk directly to them and look them in the eyes. And I just passed right next to them, and they started walking behind me.
Okay.
And when I felt one of them just too close, I grabbed I had my knife always with me. So I took it and I did like that, and I almost cut his face. It was very, very close.
You serious?
And so he stood like he freezed up. He freezed up, and the other 2 stopped also. And before boxing, I think that I was so insecure and I was so afraid for that thing that happened again, that I will have this crazy behavior. I'd be like, you motherfuckers are not going to do anything to me. And I'd be very, very loud, and I will have a very, very low voice. And I'd be like crazy. And I believe that, usually people that is people that is trying to hurt women,
Mm.
they need silence.
Mm.
They need you to be afraid.
Mm.
And they for sure do not expect for you to behave like that.
They don't expect
Right?
that. Yeah.
Every time I was able to get out of the situation healthy, at that time I didn't have to fight anybody, but many times in the street when a guy will touch me, I
Rope
will
you, yeah.
run
I
behind
hate
him
that.
and grab it and boom, 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 and
Mm.
send him to the hospital, you know? I'm
Wow.
pretty sure they're not touching anybody else. Yeah. But I think the last time that happened, I was probably, I don't know, maybe 16 or 18. I don't know.
But
Maybe 16.
Hanna, you got a little bit of gangster in you too. That's just not just that's not just boxing. You got a little gangster in you too.
I didn't start boxing until I was 19, so it wasn't definitely with boxing.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, it was like I was so petrified that one of those things will happen again. That I was very, very clear with myself that I will not allow that to happen with me being alive. I will fight, and I will fight, and it didn't matter if that will cost me my life. You know. So when I started boxing, I learned that being able to defend yourself gives you a security. And that's why I want to empower women and kids. And I want them to understand that self-defense is not only about the physical conflict.
It could be vocal too. Yeah.
It is also about setting boundaries.
Yeah.
It's about being aware. It's about identifying if the person is violent, if the person is dangerous, if you're going to a dangerous situation, to look what can you do, where can you find that could help you. All of those things are very important.
Very important.
So yeah, I would like everybody to find that that feeling where you feel absolute security about your capabilities,
Beautiful. So, Hanna, with that being said, if a few people from the United States want to go Costa Rica after this whole quarantine thing is over, and a few people that's listening to this podcast in the United States decide they want to go on vacation in Costa Rica, because Costa Rica is like one of the most sought after touristic destinations of the world. So a few people is like, you know what, I want to go. I don't want to just do yoga or go at a yoga retreat when I go to Costa Rica. I want to be on a vacation and be able to go to Hanna Gabriels academy and train at the same time while I'm in Costa Rica vacationing. So do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that's something that you can look forward to?
Oh, they can come if they want. I live a little far. I live in the mountain, but if they like to come, I'll be happy to receive them.
Okay, perfect.
But if you're coming to Costa Rica, people, you cannot miss limon.
Oh no, you
can't. Like a lot of people never go to the Caribbean side, but that's the most beautiful part of the country.
It is. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the misconceptions. Don't believe the misconceptions. The one is gorgeous.
Remember that always when it comes to Black people, they like to paint a negative stereotypes.
Negative stereotypes, yeah.
And I think it's dangerous. Wherever you go, you will always find bad people. And like I said, being aware, being smart, and but Limon is so beautiful.
It is.
And the people is so amazing.
Yep.
So don't miss that. There's so many places in Costa Rica, and make sure if you like to come to Costa Rica, you can write on Instagram to me, and I will put you in contact with people that will actually not try to rob you, because I believe you'll find those people everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go, people is trying to
take advantage of you.
Try to take advantage of you. So just let me know, and I'll put you in contact with very nice people that will have you go everywhere.
And remember, y'all, if y'all have any trouble, Hanna will beat them up for you too. Don't worry. but that's an extra customized package.
Exactly.
So Hanna, how does it feel to be a mother? How does it feel to be a mother now?
The other day they asked me if I was afraid of my daughter, of the world, and my daughter growing in this crazy world, and I was like, no. We all managed to walk through this world somehow, and I believe it has to do with the tools that we have. So the only thing that I'm afraid of is about living this world without giving her all the tools that she needs to be, to be the very best human being that she can be, and to not allow people to take advantage of her and be hurt unnecessarily. So that's the only thing that I would be afraid of. But I believe that pain is part of our journey.
Yeah.
And it is also, if you are doing your homework and you're trying to be a better person, pain can only show you so much of yourself.
Yeah.
And it will build your character, and it will build this resilient self of yourself that will help you, overcome anything. So I'm not really afraid of anything. I'm very happy. I feel like being a mother is the greatest thing that has happened to me, and I'm very grateful for that.
That's beautiful. And what is your little girl's name?
Her name is Mia. She's
Mia.
6 years old.
Beautiful. Mia's a beautiful name. My kid's name is my daughter's name is Denicia, like Denise.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And your son?
My son's name is James.
James.
So
oh,
James,
I have a brother that his name is Sonny James. But he doesn't like to be called James. He only likes Sonny.
You only like Sonny? Oh my.
He only likes Sonny. I don't know why. But
it's probably
James is a beautiful name.
James is. I think James is. We went through like a long list of names, me and their mother, but in the end, she wound up going with my decision for James and Denicia. She felt good about that, so we both agreed, and there you have it. Yeah. And it does me.
I told my husband if we are having another kid. I told my husband if we are having another kid, that name is mine. And he is for sure wearing dreads.
Hold on, which name? What Hanna? What name? James? What name?
I don't know. No, I don't know the name, but
you don't know
because Mia he chose Mia, right?
Oh,
I wanted to call her Gigi.
Gigi.
I wanted to call her Gigi. Yeah, I just wanted her because people don't think about this stuff. But when they go into school and they have to write these long ass names like Maria Isabel or
Maria Jose Fernandez Castillo. It's long name stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, why would you do that to them? So we went for Mia. And recently she asked why we called her Mia. And I said, well, your daddy he wanted Mia and I wanted Gigi. And I was like, I like better Gigi. And I was like, you see? That should have been her name.
She said
but anyways, I think
my goodness.
She said that she liked better Gigi.
Wow. That's crazy.
But
That's crazy.
I don't know. I'm hoping that I can have a second kid when I turn 41.
41?
I will try. But right now it is important to follow up on my career.
You will. I think you will. So you feel content with just two of them, like boy and girl? Maybe like boy and girl.
Whatever comes, it will be good to have
Mm.
some company for her. She's been wanting a brother or a sister since the day that she was able to speak.
You serious? Wow.
She wants a baby so badly.
They always do that for some
But
reason.
right now,
Yeah.
right now I'm working. Right now I'm working. Well, I believe that uh, I'm gonna be boxing until I am 41 years old.
Okay.
And the reason behind that is because I'm trying to build a violence prevention center in
Mm-hmm.
Costa Rica
Okay.
that will be the location for the whole for Latin America.
Mm.
So I want this big building
Mm-hmm.
where we can teach empowerment and self-defense
Mm-hmm.
under the methodology of ESD Global, which stands for Empowerment and Self-Defense Global.
Okay.
And that was the people that certified me, and they're amazing.
Mm.
And I want to have women instructors,
Mm.
and I want this to be another subject in schools
Yeah.
and high school,
Mm.
because I believe that we are very good. The system is very good on teaching them how to how to add, how to write good, how to read.
Science,
But
math,
we are
everything else.
missing a great part, which is the emotional intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that subject needs to be like there,
Exactly.
and self-defense as well.
Yep.
So, the only way I'm gonna be able to do this is
Mm.
while I have this platform,
Mm.
and hopefully, um, I'm hoping that I can fight Claressa Shields soon.
I was gonna ask you about. I was gonna ask you
The
about her.
rematch.
What do you think about her? What do you think? She got
Yeah,
she got a lot of confidence. I saw her on the Breakfast Club, and I see that this girl. I did my little homework on her. She got a lot of confidence. What do you think? What do you think about? I personally don't think she could beat you. I don't think so.
we fought 2 years ago,
Okay.
and I don't think um, the outcome was fair. I
It was
believe it was it, it I believe it was a tie,
okay.
but some people saw her winning, some people saw me winning,
Mm-hmm.
and because this is a sport of appreciation, then it's okay. What I'm not happy with is the cards that they gave me. They gave me
Mm.
cards like she beat me up, and that didn't
Mm.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the other fights that she had after me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, she actually beat up on them girls, and them girls got better cards than I did.
Really?
But she went down to 154, which have been the champion here for almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if she wants to be undisputed, she has to fight me.
She has to fight you. Yeah.
And um, I think it will be different because this is my division. When I
Okay.
fought her, I went up to fight her in
To her
her
division.
division.
Her division. Yeah.
So that I'm expecting that that day I'm able to communicate to the world that I'm working on all of this,
Mm.
and to see if some people wants to become a part of this movement.
Okay. So
I
so
really,
so you want
sorry,
those? So,
I
I'm
really
I'm
believe
sorry.
that we need to come together
Come together.
to, yeah, come together to give these tools to as many people as we can, and to reach out all communities.
So people could actually start donating to your cause. Are you accepting donations for like to build that the domestic violence location over there?
I'm not accepting donations because I want this to be a project where the government
Funded.
backs me up.
Okay.
I
Okay.
am already working. I'm already having meetings with the Inter-American Banco Inter-American Development Bank,
Okay.
to see if they can fund this project.
Okay.
But I want people to. I actually want to be able to speak to the people that wants to be a part of it, that wants to be certified.
Okay.
Certified, they wants to become instructors so that we can get this to all the communities.
Okay. Okay. And what part of Costa Rica did you grow up at? For the listeners, what section of Costa Rica?
What part of Costa Rica? What?
Yeah. Where did you grow up at in Costa Rica?
Alajuela.
Alajuela. Whoa, well, Alajuela's a rough neighborhood. Alajuela's kind of known for fighting and everything like that.
No, not really.
Not really.
Alajuela is right next to the airport, and no,
I know some tough guys in Alajuela. Well, that's not Alajuelita.
Well,
some dudes in Alajuela. Yeah.
Oh no, Alajuelita is another place.
It's a different section. Yeah.
Alajuelita is another place. It's in San Jose.
No, Alajuela is at Roble, Alajuela, and those places. Yeah.
Yes.
Correct, right?
And Alajuela is very big. San Carlos with the volcano and all that is part of Alajuela.
Beautiful, La Fortuna. Beautiful. People need to check out La Fortuna.
Very nice.
La Fortuna. Beautiful.
Yeah, I grew up in Alajuela.
That's what's up.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And and Hannah, who
natural
started
food?
Natural stuff, right? Let me ask you a question, Hannah. Who's your promoter right now? Who's promoting you right now?
Divella Entertainment.
Okay, shout outs to them. Big shout outs to them.
Soon, I'm hoping that they can, as soon as they open borders, I'm hoping that I can go to fight over there. They're located in New York.
In New York.
So
okay.
hopefully my next fight will be there sometime. I don't know.
Okay, beautiful. Man, I really want to get over this stuff. I got a lot of moves to make myself too, though. The traveling thing on the plane with the coronavirus is crazy. I want to get over this so bad. I'm telling you, definitely. Another question I want to ask you, Anna. How would you? Because how would you define somebody like Muhammad Ali? If you could say two things great about Muhammad Ali, what would you say about somebody like that in the sport of boxing?
I think when it comes to the sport, it is very obvious. He was an incredible athlete. I believe that his the most amazing thing about him, it was how smart he was and how well he was able to communicate his values.
Okay.
And that way of him empowering people, it was truly amazing. I think that's probably what I admire the most, because if you see his interviews and the things that he said, he really knew what he was talking about, and he really truly believed what he was saying.
Yeah.
And it had an impact, a real impact in people and in the things that were happening at the time. So I think that's amazing. I think we all should have, it is the responsibility of everybody when you get a platform like that.
Yeah.
To actually communicate something that will bring up the people.
Yeah.
That's why Claressa and I do not get along. What you see as confidence, I see as insecurity.
Okay.
And
yeah.
we don't really get along because we are very different.
Different people, yeah.
I don't really like the way she managed her stuff, but like I said to her, I don't like it, but you shouldn't care. That's the way of doing stuff. I respect it.
Yeah.
But I will never, because sometimes they want me to get into like the puppet show, and I'm not into it. And they say, well, Hannah, but that sells. And I was like, well, money does not buy my integrity.